Behold, this is the Majohn C5, a fountain pen that I once promised myself that I would never buy. But the longer I look at this pen, the better I like it. The pen body is composed of a beautiful crystal clear acrylic. The cap finial is also a clear acrylic dome that has almost magnifying glass effects. The top of the cap is accented with a very attractive gold band with some scroll work that is part of the clip assembly. And yes, I know that the clip is ridiculously small, but I feel that it is only a design element that actually functions very well as a roll stop. The pen barrel is accented with two attractive gold bands that feature Celtic or Chinese knot patterns. And the removable blind cap is also made of a crystal clear acrylic. And here you see the pump action filling mechanism that is branded with the Majohn name. The cap removes in a little over 3 turns. And we see a very nice Majohn number 6 size steel medium nib. With a plastic feed. And notice that the section threads are on the nib end of the section, which I will refer to again a little bit later in the video. The pen is a comfortable fit in hand with a nice weight and size and a comfortable grip. The cap does post, but I strongly advise against it because when you attempt to remove the cap, it is possible to remove the blind cap, and it is possible for the blind cap to become wedged inside of the pen cap. The ink used today will be Van Diemen's Liquid Luck. The pen has a rather unusual filling system, which I will demonstrate here. After removing the pen cap, you will also unscrew the blind cap. And after inserting the nib in the ink bottle, you will depress the rod at the rear of the pen about 5 times to completely fill the ink reservoir. The mechanism works very smoothly and easily, and the process is oddly satisfying to watch. So now we have a nice full ink reservoir, but now we have a problem. Remember that I said that the threads were located on the nib end of the section? Well, they have become saturated with ink and will now have to be cleaned. I attempted to clean the pen with a dry paper towel, which was not adequate to the task, so I had to moisten the paper towel to thoroughly clean the ink from the threads. They were quite heavily saturated. But now we have a fully filled ink reservoir. Remember to replace the blind cap. And now we have a pen that is ready to write with. When I first started watching reviews of this pen, I was immediately turned off because all I could think of was the Majohn C1 pen, which is a curiosity, let me say. And I equated this pen with the C1 pen. But what changed my mind was I watched a video review by Shanghai Knife Dude, and he declared that this was a perfect pen. And so I started taking a much closer look at it and finally decided to order one. And it is a very nice pen. This medium nib is super smooth and the ink flow is more than adequate. The only way to disassemble the pen for easy cleaning is to unscrew the nib housing and remove that, or to remove the pump action mechanism, which requires a special tool that is not included. So what I have here is a very nice, affordable pen that at this moment is not affected by the tariffs because the pen is apparently in country, because it only took about 3 days to reach me, and that was ordering through Amazon. So there were no tariffs or custom duties attached to the pen. I had every intention of filming a video segment that would demonstrate the pump action mechanism of the filling system before I filled it with ink, but apparently I forgot to press the record button. But what I can do is show you the blind cap design and how the threaded section fits down into this embedded circular section here, which I think is really nice, so that the threads are hidden instead of how they would ordinarily be. Ordinarily, the threads would be on the rod and on the inside of the cap. But I like this design. It's a nice, clean design which aids in the integration of the blind cap with the pen body. Also, I mentioned that the pump action mechanism can only be removed from the pen utilizing a special tool which Majohn does not include with the pen. And I thought I would show you here are the grooves on either side of the rod where you would use such a tool. Doug Rathbun of Inkquiring Minds modified an aspine wrench so that he could remove his assembly. And for those of you who might be interested in that procedure, I will include a link to Doug's video in my description. But I hope you enjoyed this look at a quite nice, very attractive, very functional, good writing pen. I'm enjoying having it. And if you think you would like one of these pens, I wouldn't wait around on ordering it, because once the supply that is currently in the U.S. once they have all been purchased, then I'm sure that tariffs will apply.